Hey guys, welcome back to eFishin. I'm Rodney. Today we got this little wiggle wart knockoff that we got from Sugar Tit Lures, and we made this post a couple of days ago there. And well, Beavis Browne, he said he wanted to see a crankbait, so here you go, Beavis Browne. We're gonna call this one the Beavis Browne. So let's go paint. All right, so we've got our blank here, and it's just a wiggle wart knockoff. I've just taped the bill off and cleaned it off with some isopropyl alcohol, just to get any oils or whatnot off of it. So we've got our bone color mixture here, and we just mixed that up with 10 drops of white, 4 drops of yellow, and 1 drop of brown, and then we put some reducer in it just to help it flow a little bit. And we got a little bit in there. We might use that here in a minute, but we're just going to set that aside. Alright, there it is. We've got our base coat on a bone. We're going to heat set this and we'll be right back here in a few minutes. Alright, for our next color here, we're going to use this opaque white again. And we're going to put about 5 drops in the color cup here. Alright. And then we've got this transparent violet that we're going to put on. So our craw is going to have a little bit of purple in it. So here we go. We're going to put 1 drop of that in there. And then on top of that, we're going to put about 5 drops of this reducer in it. And then we're just going to take the end of a little paint stick here. See if I can show you all that. You can see that down in there. And we're just going to mix this up down in there till we get all that paint mixed up good. And we're going to look at it. That's not quite dark enough. So I'm going to take this. I think I'm going to need 2 more drops of this. So we're going to put 2 drops in. And then we're going to mix it up. We don't want it real dark purple, but we just want kind of a nice color purple here. And I think we're getting there. Because if we use it straight out, the violet straight out, I think that's a little dark. But I'm going to put 1 more drop in that. Mix that up in there real good. And I think that's about the color. Now here's a tip. You're not sure if it's right, just take your white piece of paper and draw it out there on your paper. And if that's what you want, then you're good. And I think we're about there. Now for this purple, we just want to come down the side here. We don't want it on the top and we don't want it on the bottom. We just want it kind of on this bottom half of the bait. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is heat set this thing. Our next next step is we've just wrapped bait up in a piece of this netting here. So it'll kind of give us a random pattern on it. And our next color is going to be this golden high flow burnt sienna. Alright, there's our burnt sienna on there. Y'all hold on, we got another color coming up. Alright, our next color we're going to use is this golden high flow, and it's sepia. And all we're going to do with it is darken up the back. So all that sepia does, I mean, it's kind of a brown tint, but it'll just darken the back up on that, and that's kind of what we were looking for. We're going to heat set this, and then we're going to take the mesh off. So y'all hang on, we'll be back, and we'll take the mesh off. All right, let's take this mesh off. Now, you got to be careful when you do this that you don't mess your paint up any. Just pull that off of there. There we go. What do y'all think about that? Here's our little stencil that we're going to use. And all this is right here is just a piece of stencil material. And I just drew this shape out on it and just cut it out with an X-Acto knife. Now, here's a little tip that you might want to use with your stencils is this little hole right here, and this little bobby pin is going to go in to this hook hanger right here, and that's going to hold the back of this stencil. Get that lined up. It's going to hold that stencil there, and it's going to allow me to hold this right here next to the bill and kind of hold that thing down there flat. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So we're just going to take this thing and we're going to stick it in there like that right there. And then we're going to put our stencil in over here like this. And then that's going to allow me to hold, I've got a little mark right here, and we'll hold that right there on the bill like that. And that's going to let me sit here and spray that. So to make the crawl marks on it, I'm going to use this golden high flow carbon black. Alright, so we're just going to take our stencil. We're going to hold that little mark right there like so. And then we're just going to spray. Right like that. And then we're going to gently take this thing off. And there we've got our beginnings of our crawl mark. I'll pull that out. Now, using this, I'm going to wipe this thing off, and then we're going to turn around and use do it on the other side. So y'all hang on just a second. There we go. We've got our crawl marks on the other side there, and then this just slides off just like that. Alright, the next step we got here, I got another little stencil I've made out of painter's tape, and it's just got a little round curve on it, and we're going to use that to make some more marks up through here. And we're going to mostly spray on the stencil. Kind of like that right there. we go. Got our stripes on there. Got a couple more things we're going to do. We're going to try to clean this brush out a little bit and heat set this because it's splattering a little bit. So y'all hang on. So one thing we're going to do here before we get rid of this black is we're going to darken eyeballs up here just a little bit. What we're going to do now is we're going to use some of this transparent orange, and we're just going to cover the belly here with a little bit of that. And it looks like our netting has made a few little scratches on our belly. So we're going to fix that too. Yeah, we're going to fix that. Alright, before we fix our belly, we're going to come back with some of this Wicked Detail Burnt Umber, and we're going to go over this back here and fill it in just a little bit. Alright, we just darkened that up. We're going to heat set it, and then we're going to come back. We're going to fix this. We may have to respray this down here, but we've still got a little bit of our bone color there. So we're going to mix that up, see what we can do with this down here, and then we will be right back. Alright, let's see what we can do here with this bone color and see if we can't fix some of these scratches up. Alright, there we go. I think we got the bottom fixed up. Now, since we got that in there, let's just try something and see if we can put a little modeling on the back with that bone color. See what that does to it. Alright, we picked this little stencil up here from Art Tools, Future Texture FX. Well, we're going to give it a try and see what this does. Alright, here we go. Alright, like that. What do you think? That do anything for it? It'll mess it up. I don't know. Put just a little bit back here on the bottom. What do you think? Did that do it anything to it, or did that mess it up? Alright, here's what we're going to do. Put a little bit of our orange in, and we're going to do the throat, but we're also going to come back and put a little bit on the back here. Right like that. How's that look? What do you think? Now, let's take it and put some orange on her belly here. Right like that. What do y'all think? Does that do anything for it? Alright, we got one more thing we're going to do. We're going to color these eyes up a little bit, and I think we're going to be done with it. Alright, the last thing we're going to come in here and we're going to paint the eyes with this Shifter's red gold from Vallejo. We're going to do that. We got our little thing here. We're going to use this size 14 on this gauge here and see what we can do. Kind of like that right there. Now we got a little bit of red color in our eyes. We're going to heat set this. We're going to put a clear coat on it and we'll be back when we get done. Y'all hang on. Well, Beavis, Browne, there's the crankbait you requested. What do you think? You like that thing? If you do, maybe send me an email or something or hit me up over on Instagram. We'll try to figure out how to get this thing to you. Alright, there it is. Custom crankbait painting and the eFishin lab. Y'all take care. We'll catch y'all on the lake next time. We're out.